Hey, what are these guys doing here?
Just showing how wrong I was about my theory. Long live Draenor, I guess. Hey, it's Soul. It's March 2nd, 2018. This is Warcraft Weekly. That's Bob over there, and today's show is brought to you by the makers of the Shaddix keyboard, Booho security blankets. Feeling salty? Crying to a booho.
Maybe you need one too, since you—
Shut up. We have a great show for you today, and you know, as much as some people would like me to just get right into it, like screw the intro, screw my face even, I think I'll just run the clock for a little bit, put on some music, just wait a little bit and just banter, I don't know. What kind of music? Taylor Swift, yeah?
No, don't do it.
How was your week, everybody? Mine was good, full of gaming and streaming and all that sort of good stuff. The Seething Shore battleground opened up just kind of out of the blue, just kind of out of nowhere. And it was amazing, so much content to do. What you had to do, you had to go down to Silithus, you pick up a quest, you do the battleground, and then you're done.
Wow.
Yeah, but I'll get to that in just a little bit. No featured TubeUber. I'm not gonna cut that out. I'm not gonna have a featured YouTuber this week. I'm gonna save that for next week, just kind of let it marinate for a bit. But I'm at least going to announce the winner of last week's contest, where I asked you guys to go over to last week's featured YouTuber, Necroxus, just kind of bomb his video with a comment. And luckily he was a very good sport about it. I really appreciate that from him. Anyway, this contest winner is like 50 black guys. To be honest, I don't know. It's so funny. It just kind of rolls off the tongue really easily. It's like, who's the winner? And it's like 50 black guys. Anyway, like 50 black guys said, hi, good to be here. Maybe Soul will see you in the alpha soon. And, let me look real quick. Where's the thing? Nope. Maybe not that soon. Anyway, grats to like 50 of you, but just give me one email and you're gonna get one token, okay? Next week is one of the most important events coming in the world of Warcraft.
The Trial of Style.
Oh my god! During this event, you and several friends and mostly enemies are going to dress up and compete based on themes with whatever the heck transmog you have handy. You can follow the rules,
or slut your way to victory.
And the best part is that during the event, all transmog costs are absolutely free. I'm probably going to save like 30 grand in gold.
Yeah, I'm gonna save a ton of money too.
So to celebrate this, and to underline the fact that maybe I'm not making as much gold as I think I am, I'm going to announce another contest. This one's pretty simple. Just give me a screenshot of your absolute best transmog thing ever. No theme or anything, just give me something that'll wow me or make me go, oh my god. Just some sort of attention grabber. Just, yeah, something cool and amazing. I guess I'll stick to that. It has to be
amazing.
Now here's the quick rules. One, it's got to be an in-game picture. So no armory, no WoW head, no WoW model viewer, none of that stuff. In-game picture, okay? And it's got to be amazing.
Amazing.
That's it, really. Now, as for how you submit it, you can do it in one of many ways, and I'm just going to be keeping track of it, and I'm going to try to collate all these together. Probably the easiest way, although I know that not everyone has it, would be through Twitter. Make sure it's going to both me and the Warcraft Twitter, so yeah, you can just get a little bit more attention. You can put it on my Facebook page. Just go there, upload your picture, and you're done. Or if you prefer to upload this thing yourself, you can upload it to whatever the heck file hosting site you want, including Imager. That's probably the easiest one. And then just link it in a comment below. The only small problem with that is that it's immediately going to be flagged as spam, and I gotta approve, I need to approve like each and every one, so it's kind of a hassle, but I'll deal with it, okay? So let's make this fun. Let's make the Trial of Style more than just, the in-game rewards. You might get a chance to win a WoW token. Once again, this is only available for US people, but hey, if you want to share it anyway, dude, feel free, okay? Alright, so let's talk some Seething Shore. Let me give you some of my impressions, and, well, this should be quick because it's pretty simple. It's hella fun. It's a lot of fun. And it's because the formula is so simple. You start off on a ship, you see some objectives on the ground, you have seconds to get over there and mine that stuff. This is literally mining. It's a mining battleground, except you're with a team. You're fighting for a mine, and the strategy in this case, it's super fast paced, but the strategy is to basically distract the opponent while someone else is mining stuff for you. I've had multiple games where it'd be me and some other horde person mining, and some allies coming, and I'm like, oh crap, and then the other person, without a word, they immediately break off right before I do. They break off, they engage the alliance and distract them long enough for me to finish that mon, and then boom, I got it. And the type of gameplay that you have here is that you are not rewarded for guarding things at all. The maximum time that you're actually guarding something is when you're standing by a node and it's just about to spawn but not quite yet. Otherwise, because it's only a 10-player battleground, there's absolutely no reason why you should just be standing around and, you know, just camping and waiting for another node to spawn and try to snipe that. You really should be engaging something else. And it also rewards running away. Like if there's only one node and you're seeing everyone going for it and everyone's going at it, and then you start to see other stuff spawn, you probably want to try to make a tactical retreat. Your best bet in this situation, at least for me as a tank, is to try to play defensively and just kind of stay in that fray while telling everyone to break off and get other nodes, because it only really takes one person with some reliable AoE to stop almost an entire team from mining that node. But like I said, the battleground is fun. It's really engaging. It's fast-paced. And while it was kind of surprised introduced as a brawl this week, it seems like next week it's going to be a regular battleground in the rotation. So definitely don't blacklist that one. Queue up for it in your random battleground, or just try to get right into it and experience it. Or heck, experience it now while it's still a brawl. It's really a lot of fun. So Bob, did I run the clock long enough?
It was garbage, but you had subdues.
I did, but then I was like, turning it back to me and turning it into the contest and all that. All right, so let's talk about the new alpha build and all the cool little things that we get to look at now. The other day, I uploaded what was kind of an exclusive, kind of clickbait, maybe a little bit of both. But let me give you the explanation of just what this is, because a certain somebody wanted a little bit more commentary, maybe some explanation. So I'll start with the explanation part and talk about just what this thing is. In this most current build, a bunch of animations were introduced. The one I'm highlighting here is a certain walk, and this certain walk can be applied to multiple races, and I'll try to feature them above, or in the corner, right? In the corner. Actually, you know what? I'll do one better. Hold on. So here we are in a model viewer, and we're just looking at the standard orc walk, the one that you're totally familiar with ever since these new animations were introduced back in the Warlords of Draenor days. That's like so long ago, right? And here's the new animation that was introduced. Now, I definitely want to remind folks that this is alpha, this isn't finished, but this sort of animation is kind of being shared across multiple models and not just orcs. You can see here that it does look fairly natural. We see the more upright look, you see a little bit less arch, where you would typically see that big hump. But this is something that's already kind of familiar since we already have the Sourfang model, which is also an upright variant of this. Now here we have a Torn who is kind of already walking upright, but just with the exception that the head and the top of the neck, it's shaped a little bit differently to give that look and feel. The most notable thing here is the whole kind of stomping motion that you're seeing with each and every footstep. But now when we apply this animation, you can see that it's kind of similar, or it actually is similar to the orc animation that you saw, because again, this type of animation is being shared across multiple races. Here you can see that the stomp is still kind of there, but it's a lot softer than it was before. We can even pull up Jaina. First we have this, pretty natural, ladylike walk, and now applying the new animation, it looks like her corset is like on way too tight. Like she can barely move in the damn thing. Finally, we have this new Anduin, and we kind of have this, this kind of swagger when he's moving. That whole thing with the neck, like, yeah, pimpin'. I'm the king of this bitch now, baby. And again, it's a lot more stiff. Now, there's nothing we can really conclude from this. We can only speculate as to what's really going on with this animation. We can come to all sorts of conclusions, including the possibility of perhaps there being a lot more customization options in WoW that gives characters a different gait, or like a different walking style based on their posture. But it's very, very important to keep in mind that these types of animations are now, for the most part, Blizzard is trying to create a paradigm where they can apply certain animations to a variety of models and not just one unique animation for each and every one. And that's smart. It saves on animation time. Presumably this is another new animation that we're going to see in Biffa, and I kind of doubt that we're going to see Anduin do something like this, right? And this might be a little bit gory, I don't know, maybe a little familiar to you, but I mean, is Anduin really going to turn into a Worgen? Because this is, in fact, if you recall from the Worgen starting scenarios, or the whole starting quest line, this is the animation that you see when you see someone turn into a Worgen, and he's gonna scream in 3, 2, ah. So that's my whole point. Another thing to speculate based on this new information that we got is that the Vulpera now have a very specific faction name called the Voldunai. Voldunai is derived from the Voldun zone in Zandalar, which is kind of on the Horde side. So what this means is that over on Voldun, these fox looking like people, they have a very specific name to them, which means that there could be other kinds of Vulpera out there. We do also know by now that Vulpera also exists as pirates over in Kul'Tiras. So it might be possible that there is like an additional faction on the way, or a sub-faction, or what have you. But what this also does is open up the possibility of this race joining either the Horde or the Alliance, or both. It's just entirely up in the air and entirely based on what Blizzard feels like giving to people. Personally, and maybe it's just because of this week, and who knows, next week might have something new. But I gotta say, and I guess I'm kind of mushing this with other news, because we have these new Druid Zandalari troll models for both the Boomkin and for the Bears, or as I like to call them,
Gamera.
These are not just your normal Druids. These are freaking, Dinomancers, or, Dino Druids. I don't know what we want to call them. I admit that I feel bad for the Alliance. They're just having a bad week. It feels like they're just not getting a lot of love. I hope that they get this tank as like a mount or a Druid Guardian form, I don't know. But at least at the moment, it feels pretty good to be Horde. We get like the cool giant, temple city with dinosaurs. We get the Druids with dinosaurs. We're getting upright orcs, and the possibility of getting, well, I guess this is more like for everybody, these new animations that are applying to everybody. So I wouldn't mind, because to be honest, I don't really care either way if the Vulpera did happen to join the Alliance for whatever reason. And with regards to this whole Zandalari Druid Dino Mage person, I'm curious, as I'm a non-Druid player, so I don't have a great perspective on it, but how did the rest of you Druids feel about this? Because these Zandalari guys, they got something that's very, very unique to all of you, almost. Every Druid up until now just got a variant of the same thing. You basically have a Moonkin form, you basically have a bear, you basically have a cat of some sort to work with. And this is based on the race of that particular Druid. Zandalari troll Druids turn into
Motherfucking dinosaurs.
That has like nothing to do with their race unless they got dino blood in them. Which means, as kind of an early race, shouldn't that dino kind of blood, shouldn't that push off to elves and, well, pretty much everyone else, kind of? Okay, maybe that's not a good connection, but there is no good connection. I don't see a reason why shouldn't other Druids become whatever the heck they feel like being. And I think that while this is a lot of fun, what Zandalari troll Druids are getting, I think this puts Blizzard in a corner, because the salt's gonna run, guys. And I know that over the years, multiple BlizzCons and Q&As and such, I've seen multiple people that have been asking, hey, can we get like an updated Moonkin form, please? Can we get an updated bear, and so on and so forth? And Blizzard over the years, they've been, oh yeah, we'll give like a little bit of this here and there, and a little bit of that. And they've done a lot more over the years, I have to admit. But this is coming from left field. This is coming from the football field. You feel me?
I don't.
Maybe we're coming to a point, or maybe players should start pushing for quests that are kind of similar to the Epic Flight Form questline way back on during, I think, the Burning Crusade expansion. Now, this was something simple when you just upgraded your flight form and your flight speed. In this case, I'm thinking that for the sake of roleplay and fun and flavor, that there should be more quests that unlock new models and new animations and stuff for Druids altogether. Right now, we have basically bears and rock bears and werebears and other kinds of bears and Gamera. It feels a little bit inconsistent, so I would suggest to players, to you folks at home and on the toilet, to make this suggestion to Blizzard. Hey, you know what? We would love to have these new kinds of forms, or new kinds of forms altogether, that Druids can fight for, can quest for, and that they can achieve for. I can't think of a verb.
Words are hard for you.
Sorry. I mean, all it's got to do is make sense, right? I don't think that a new Moonkin, different Moonkin forms should include turning into like cats or demons or anything like that. Just something reasonable that Druids can all share. All right, let's move on to what's hopefully, and what should be my last hurrah about orcs. Orcs. God. Like we haven't had enough of them in Warlords. Now they're coming back. Yeah, they're literally coming back. So there was a change in this latest alpha build, and there was something that I was kind of holding out hope for with regards to, hey, you know what? Maybe these orcs that are going to join the Horde are from Outland and not the alternate universe version of Draenor. The earlier quote that had me holding out hope was this. It said,
"Come on a date with me, and I guarantee you'll be wearing a black-toothed grin."
You know, that sort of thing. But that quote, along with all of my hopes and dreams, were removed. And now we have this quote.
"You must be a frost wolf, because you've made tracks to my heart."
Aww. So there goes that reference to the Blacktooth Grin clan, and the only connection that would have made me at least believe that the orcs were referring to the Blacktooth Grin clan, which did exist in Outland, but we're not sure if it ever existed in AU Draenor. But now with that gone, well, that's it. It's pretty much gonna be, you know, yeah, WoD orcs are coming back, yay. But now the question and the fun is speculating just how is it that they're going to come back? What is going to be the narrative, the story that's going to bring like the entire old Iron Horde back or the Mag'har back? Or, well, is it going to be as big of a scale as we think? Because remember, these orcs are from
motherfucking space and time.
So they're like far, far away. The original invasion of the Iron Horde happened was because they had a big old dark portal to use and they came pouring through, whoop-de-doo. And now they don't have that dark portal. So can we expect the same large scale number of orcs coming from Draenor to Azeroth for the purpose of fighting and all that? When it comes to scale and bringing in these allied races or whatever race, I'm not even going to call them allied races yet because we don't know how it's going to be delivered. But when it comes to delivering these races, it could be at a scale of the Void Elves. And just as a family tree reminder, the Zandalari trolls eventually spawned into the Night Elves. The Night Elves kind of split off into, the Nightborn and then the High Elves. And then between the High Elves, they split off into the Blood Elves. And then from the Blood Elves, now we have Void Elves. So there probably aren't a lot of them. However, in the context of the game, there's probably a lot of Lions players that are like, hell yeah, I'm gonna roll me some elves, sure. So just because the Mag'har orcs are coming doesn't exactly mean that we're going to get a cutscene where thousands and thousands of them are going to be pouring through because Khadgar made a giant mage portal or something. So they might come at a large scale. My feeling is that they're gonna come at a much smaller scale, like as if representatives or like a small contingent of each of the Mag'har clans are going to be joining, but the bulk of them are like, screw that, dude. We're just here to do you guys a solid, but we're going to stay here on our planet for the most part because we're living it up here, okay? Or like in their words, I don't know.
Our planet is awesome, your planet sucks, but since you helped save ours, we'll help you out for a little bit.
The next question is, who's going to represent them? It could be Grommash Hellscream, the humiliated and utterly defeated leader of the old Iron Horde, who got punked by Gul'dan, was tortured by demons, and then just kind of left to hang out at the very end cinematic. My first thing to question is the validity of having Grommash as the leader of the Mag'har, knowing that he kind of sucked at it. I mean, cool. He helped liberate the orcs. He brought them all together as the Iron Horde. And then afterwards, he kept losing like every major battle. So I don't know, folks. I question his leadership abilities. On the other hand, we have Durotan, who has been doing a much better job of uniting the orc clans. Okay, let me take that back. I don't think he did a very good job of uniting anybody. He was just kind of helping out here and there, but I wouldn't say he was bringing them together. He was mostly about his clan and trying to help out the rest of the world too. But as for having like a stable and reasoned leader, I at least would cast my vote more for Durotan. Now, I won't be a fan of like any Thrall Durotan interactions that happen in Biffa. That would like piss me off and make me get all cringy and shit. You know, it's like Thrall comes in, he's like, hey Durotan, come meet my family. And Durotan's like, why the hell do I care about your family? But there's a lot to consider and speculate, and I'd love to hear some of your speculation in a comment below. I'm actually kind of thinking between Grommash and Durotan that they kind of co-lead the Mag'har orcs at this point. Some representative of the Horde might be like, hey Mag'har, we need your help. We'll do some stuff for you, but we want you to help us with this Battle for Azeroth business, okay? And then Durotan and Grummash are like, okay, that's cool, but you know, we still gotta have our own freaking planet to take care of, but you know what, we'll lend you a couple of guys, okay? We'll help you out. Because lore-wise, unless they do create their own kind of giant mage portal, I think it's kind of unfair to the Dark Portal. I feel bad for the Dark Portal because now it's like, oh, I'm not needed anymore. I was like so detrimental to the story of the world of Warcraft period, and now it's like, oh, I guess any old mage can do it now, huh? So yeah, quick summary of my prediction of what's going to happen. Durotan and Grummash are like the two dads of the Maghar clans. They're focusing mostly on rebuilding their world, but they'd be happy to lend a couple guys to help us out. And I think that wraps things up for today. I want to thank everyone for having a good time, and thanks a ton for making it to the end. I want to give another big shout out to Buho for his very, very generous donation. And of course to all the new patrons and subscribers and viewers. Hey, thanks for coming. Every little bit helps, and I try to show my appreciation as best as I can. So if you are interested in helping, check out the Patreon link below. I have some video essays I'm prepping for next week, including, maybe if I can do this, a final review of Legion, the expansion. What's good? What sucked? And trust me, it's probably not going to be very short either. Otherwise, tune in for the streams on Twitch where I can just talk with you guys and banter while we're doing stuff. We all have a good time just chatting it out. Bob and I will see you for the next whatever it is that we do. Until then, stay safe, stay happy, and stay breezy.